Chocks and Chocolates, in between Chocolate here for another video review. It's another one in the Maltesers cake bar range. It's raspberry this time, yes. Raspberry cake bars, yeah, so there we go. I think they did the raspberry biscuits, didn't you, not long ago? Raspberry Malteser biscuits, which was a strange one, I thought, because, I mean, where's raspberry come from in the Maltesers range? You know, it's very strange, that. But nonetheless, they did, and here they've got the cake bars as well, but there's no actual raspberry Maltesers, I don't think. They might be in Australia. I think they might have done some special ones in Australia, I think, Malteser-wise. I certainly know they've done the Black Forest Gatto and a couple of others, I think. So interesting, really, there. So they might be existing there, but in the UK, very strange. But nonetheless, they've done it, and here we go. So I'm always a bit apprehensive about these cake bars. If you've been watching the channel for a long time, they just tend to be essentially a lot of sponge that's quite bland. And the only difference is the cream on the top, really. And obviously, in this case, they do have bits of probably malt balls, whatever, but they tend to be rather disappointing, let's put it that way. So we'll see. We'll see if this is any different, but I have a feeling they've just basically added a raspberry flavour to the regular Maltesers cake bars. So they did do a mint one in the past. I think they did a regular one. They might have done an orange one, but I can't remember it for sure. Let's see what it says on the back. Let's have a look. Okay, raspberry flavour sponge cake bars with a malt flavoured cream, coloured sugar pieces, cocoa coated honeycombed pieces, and covered in chocolate. Alright, so it's got coloured sugar pieces and cocoa coated honeycomb pieces as well. Covered in chocolate. Alright, so they're basically the Maltesers, or I assume anyway, or the Malteser representation anyway. Alright, so milk chocolate 40% it says. Anything else of interest? And palm fat there, green number there. Vanilla extract and palm oil. I think palm fat and palm oil are roughly the same for those purposes. And it's got coloured sugar pieces 2.6%. More palm fat. Guess it's in all the different components. Any other percentage? More palm there. There you go, honeycomb pieces, but it doesn't give you a percentage there. Alright, there you go, just says them. Alright, so strange that. Over 50% of it is cake, basically, because we've got 40% there, 2.6% there for the sugar pieces, and that's the milk chocolate. It doesn't even give you a percentage for the honeycomb pieces, so they might almost non-existent, I guess. Probably a lot of air, really, because it's honeycomb. But there we go, so over 50% of it is probably sponge, presumably. And there's cream as well, isn't there? So it doesn't say how much of the cream there is that I can see anyway, unless it's somewhere. So cream and sponge. I imagine the sponge is more than half of the rest of it. There we go. But it doesn't. Yeah, I can't see. It might be there, but I can't see it. I've been gone through the list there, but there we go. It's interesting. It says cream, not creme, though, which is interesting. It might actually be cream, although does it say it on here? I couldn't see it, as I say. All right. Well, you get the gist of it, and the ingredients are there for you to have a look at. Portion per pack 5. Portion size 26.2 grams. So 400 grams, 486 calories. So chocolate products tend to have between 500 and 550, but it's obviously a cake product, from my experience reviewing them on the channel. 27 grams of fat, 13 of which are saturates. 127 calories, 7.1 grams of fat, 3.4 of which are saturates per cake, 26.2 grams. So presumably it's 26.2 times 5. There we go. So what's that, 131 grams, something like that. All right. Yeah, there's some recycling information there on the top there. So I bet it stuffs. It says recycle large supermarkets to tray. Recycle at home, UK only. I mentioned it a few times in the Republic of Ireland, you can recycle at home these things. So why you can't home in the UK, I don't know. It's got the what's known as the big green dot, meaning that you can't necessarily recycle this product, but the company does support recycling, although it does say you can. But then it's got throw it in the bin symbol there, so who knows what's going on. A bit confusing that, but there we go. Alright, I don't know if there's much more to say really, other than the fact it says cakes with crunch on the side. Quite a nice pink look to it. So let's move this stuff down, give them an open, let's do it. Okay, I'm going to give these raspberry flavoured Malteser cake bars an open, and why not? So yeah, let's get into it. Well, they're out of packaging first, of course. So time recorded on about 1,200 reviews, something like that. So if you like this video, please click like button, subscribe to the channel, not just already. And so I can lead to first one other reviews, or some related ones, such as other cake bars, or Maltesers reviews. Yeah, things like that, anything I can think of. So like, subscribe, go check this out. If you enjoyed this too. I've got the usual problem here. I've not mentioned this for a long time, so I've not reviewed cake bars for some time. But basically, there's room for an extra cake bar in here. And of course, they're not even as, look at that. I mean, look. They're so much smaller than the wrapper. Let's just open it and find out. I mean, just to go over the outside packaging, it's much the same as the outside. But just look at this. I mean, look at that. Just look at that. It's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just, I mean, look, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'd forgotten just how terrible it was, and it's certainly not got any better. And then don't forget, there's this space here as well. So if you have, you took all these out of the packet. There's all this space at the top, So you could literally probably fit an extra 2 at the top at least for sure, couldn't you? 2.5. And then there's a space at the side. And if you took them out of the packaging, of course, as well, they would scrunch up even further together. So it's just terrible, isn't it? It's just absolutely terrible. I mean, let's give this a measure of the calipers. A bit knobbly, but roughly 6.7 there. And height, roughly 2.4. All right, so let's give it a bit of a chop then. We'll chop it on the top because it crushes it down basically. So I'll do it from the side. There you go. You can see the product there. A few crunchy bits, and you could possibly see how's it compared to. Certainly, I don't know. It's certainly not as. I mean, the cake's as wide, but the top bit isn't as wide, is it? Really, you can see it's more probably a bit taller. But certainly not quite as wide. Cream bits, and obviously it doesn't seem to be full of the crunchy bits, although there is some represented there. You can see. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. All right. And what does it smell like? It smells a bit more honeycomby than anything else. Can't smell any raspberry particularly. There we go. So maybe there's more a taste for the raspberry side. Although I guess the cake honeycomb is a bit more of a dominant smell maybe. But raspberry has got quite a prominent smell, hasn't it? So. All right. Well, proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the cake. So let's lift myself up. Give them a taste. Okay, everyone, going to give these, new Maltesers raspberry flavoured cake bars a taste, and why not? So, yeah, quite interesting, these ones, look very nice indeed. But seeing the similar problems they've always got with cake bars, you can fit so much more in a box. It's ridiculous, but the empty space in there. Cake bar itself is a bit flat, well, not quite, doesn't quite look the same as it does on the box or the wrapper. Lots of sponge basically. There's a fair bit of cream, but lots of sponge, so. But all right, let's give it a taste. Let's see what it's like. Bit of crunch there. Certainly not as much crunch as you'd like. Raspberry flavour as well is quite prominent actually. It's quite a prominent raspberry flavour. It's I think it really helps having that raspberry flavour actually, because it does mean that you're not just getting a sort of generic cream, with lots of sponge basically. So it's not bad. It's not bad actually, but it doesn't really taste anything like Malteser. There's hardly any crunch there. There certainly should be more crunch, and there really isn't. But the raspberry flavour is pretty prominent, and I think that's half of what you'd expect. But certainly I would think there should be more honeycomb in here, more crunch, because it's a Maltesers product, and Maltesers is all about the crunch, it's all about the honeycomb. It's certainly missing there. So yeah, the raspberry flavour is nice, really helps lift the cake product as a whole, because as I say, otherwise it would be pretty bland, and they have been quite bland in the past. And it almost disguises the fact that there's hardly any honeycomb representation in there, but I think that's the main problem. It's a Maltesers cake bar, and there's just not enough honeycomb in there really. It's a nice product, it's certainly not horrible or anything like that, which means it's at least a 3 out of 5. And the raspberry flavour lifts it a bit, but there's nothing to do with Maltesers, does it? There's no raspberry flavour Maltesers in the UK, and even if there was, the crunch is just not really there. There's a few small little crunchy bits, but very, very few. Certainly should be some more, I think. So for me, between a 3 and a 3.5, I think the raspberry flavour lifts it up. As a cake product, it's quite nice, but as a Malteser product, it's pretty lackluster really. And also the fact that there's so much empty space in these cake products, it's just ridiculous in the bite. And it's just, you could fit as at least 3 more cake bars in the space in the cardboard tray. It's just ridiculous really, at least 3. But I don't know if I can hold that against it. I don't know, because all these cake products tend to be like that. But I've made, but there's mention of it there, so you can be aware of that. I think for me it's just about a 3.5 out of 5, but it's ultimately, all down to the raspberry flavour. And I think the Malteser side of it is disappointing really. Right guys, let me know what you think of these Maltese cake bars and cake bars in general. What do you reckon to them? Do you think they're okay? Do you like them? Let me know what you think. It's great to hear from you, so leave a comment. I always do my best to reply. Thanks very much guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye for now. See ya.